Hello there, I'm Hollow Knight. I want to make sure I got this in before it's too late. I mean, it's like a day, but I wanted to make sure I got my good old-fashioned analysis slash, reflection on this run, commentary, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's probably gonna be mostly an analysis because I'm gonna be tearing this run apart as much as I can because I know I did some things wrong here. However, I'll be nice to it where I can, and I'll also provide a general idea of what my mindset was like while playing. So, um, hopefully this comes out as something interesting. I'll do this for other runs in the future if you want. Um, and sorry for the mic because it's a webcam mic. With that, let's get into it. Why did I choose this seed? Well, obviously it has ladder, right? But I saw potential in this little, like, stone boy over here, and I was like, okay, so perhaps there could be more stone back there, and I could get all the stone tools that I need immediately. So I decided to go with this seed right here. Now, sadly, this has not ended up working out, and that promising looking piece of stone becomes just 3 pieces. Yeah, it's not very good, sadly, but oh well. And we still have enough to be able to make like a stone bench and stuff. So while I'm mining this, ladder stone, or I guess while mining the stone around the ladder. Oh, important to point out, this saved the run because these two dropped too. Uh, so I just barely had enough. But anyway, while I was mining around this, I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I decided probably the best way to not lose too much time is just go down in the cave immediately. You don't generally want to do this. I'm going to explain why while this, thing plays out, because it's not too much. I pretty much just get all the resources I need. There'll be a zombie play here in a second I can showcase, but before that, you're just going to be watching me mining stuff, and it's pretty boring. So anyway, um, the reason you don't want to go into cave first is because that means you get less zombies on average. To explain that, you don't really reset for zombies in caves because caves are less open than the surface. So whenever you want to zombie grind, you generally want to do it on the surface. Whenever you do your um, bush tree chopping, whatever, then that means you're opening up the surface and you're creating more like empty spaces for the zombies to spawn because it's space dependent, like block dependent. It's not really area dependent or anything. So you're kind of ruining um, a few zombies' chances to spawn if you don't immediately take down the trees and stuff, or bushes, whatever your persuasion. So you generally want to do that first. And if you're wanting to do one of these runs at home, please don't go to cave first. It's less safe. Now it's not by too much. It may be like I'm gonna pause right here because it's on me. It may be like maybe uh 2 to 3 zombie difference between them in total. Like it's not that many, but it's not the best idea. If you want 2 to 3 more zombies on average in your runs, then do that. Okay, let's rewind just a tad bit. So I've mined this. Great. The zombie's now charging me. Also great. So what do, right? Like, am I supposed to just sit there and let him kill me or something? Well, you see, I've got myself a plan, right? I need to hook the zombie to something so that way I can mine stuff for free. My idea is to hook him right here and then go around and then get this one. Now, I could have also hooked him to this part right here and then mine this one, but that's probably less safe than just getting this one. So I decided to go for the first idea, which is to go get that one. And I lose maybe about 1.5 to 2 seconds, which isn't too awfully bad considering the circumstances there. It was really the only play I had that didn't, mean me wasting a lot of time. I have to hook him again so he doesn't do much. I mean, it didn't lose too much time anyway. Now I finally take care of trees. So I still need sand, I still need trees, and I still need zombies. That's an important thing to keep in mind, right? So here's like currently what's going through my head at this point in time, right? I don't know what my pace is. I'm not used to playing like this, right? I'm more used to doing trees first and getting down into surface by or getting down to caves by maybe around 2 minutes. That's the more usual pace that I find myself on. So this weirdness, I am not used to at all, so I have no clue what kind of pace I'm on. So you know, I just kind of wing it. I don't really care about it at that point. Like, it's whatever, you know? So I don't worry about my pace, and I just continue on. I assume it's bad because I still have sand to do, and I still have a bunch of zombie grinding to do, right? And I don't think I can make it up. Because look, that's the first few fabric drops right there, which is ridiculous, considering we are almost 3 minutes into the run, but, you know, I've seen worse. And, as I'm wrapping up, wood mining, um, a few really cool drops happened. Because there's a 2 Ichor right there. And then we see 3 more zombies on the screen. One of them's below, and then there's, 2 up here. Alright, well now I'm up to 5 Ichor. That's nice. Oh, there's another zombie. Oh, okay. So, pretty much not a single zombie dropped 0. There's probably one in there that I missed that didn't drop any Ichor. Oh, there's the first one, I think. But for the most part, not a single zombie dropped 0. Which is ridiculous luck, considering that, 1, 2, and 0 each have a, like, 1/3 chance. So, pretty lucky, pretty lucky. I wouldn't say it's the most lucky. Oh, I got another 2? That's nice. I wouldn't say it's the most lucky, though, could be better. And at this point, I do have a feel for what pace I'm on, because you always end with sand in a cave. So this is usually the next last thing I do before zombies. And I'm like, oh, I've been able to leave at 3:45 with 7 Ichor before, so I am not doing too well. At this point, I'm still vibing. Like, I don't really think this is going to be a record run or anything. It's not looking too impressive, so I just kind of don't really pay too much attention to it. And I'm kind of just looking around for zombies. And so, I do this. Now, I left at 4:05. It's currently, 4:08 on the timer. I'm like, the only way I can PB here, maybe, sub 5, but that's ridiculous, is to YOLO it. Pray that I find all the zombies on the surface first try. If I don't, then I can't get a world record. So that's currently my mindset, is that I must just stay on the surface, kill as many zombies as I can, right? So, lucky for me, I get really good drops, and there's a lot of zombies. So, that worked out. Are you counting the 2 drops? Because there's a lot. There are a lot of 2 drops. Now, these next 2 are just 1 drops, but, there's a lot of 2 drops happening. And then suddenly, I only need 4 Ichor, and it's at 4:35. Now, usually, menuing on a quick pace at the end takes about 15 seconds. That's a general average for my runs. Sometimes it's like 14.5 or something, but 15 is pretty much the golden number to judge your run on. You just add 15 to it, see what kind of, pace it's on that you can reasonably discern. So, I know that I have maybe about 10 seconds to get 4. And just pray I find the zombies, and there's 1. So now I have like 3 seconds. Oh, well, I just got it. So now I need to menu and not mess up. And that's tough to do. But right here, that right there, I think this is going to be probably in the history books as the fastest I've ever done the end menuing. It's ridiculous. Not the ship, but everything else I pretty much just mashed as quick as I could have. Fun fact, by the way, I probably could have saved time if I went for that little bit right there, because that would have worked. Anyway, it was ridiculous. You may notice that I started at about, like, hold on. Just to prove my point, I started at about 4:43, and I ended at 4:56. Almost 4:57. That meant I had a little under 14 seconds. That was my time for menuing, which is probably the fastest I've done the end menuing. It won't probably stay the fastest. I'm sure I could do faster because of that ship menuing and, crafting the sails to be exact, but everything else was just amazing. Everything else, the mashing for the iron and the glass and the glue was ridiculous. I didn't mess up a single bit when selecting all of them. It was just really good. So if you want a gold, like, well, I guess I already said gold, platinum standard for in-menuing, you could say maybe 13.5 seconds would be the best menuing a human could feasibly do. Um, feasibly. Now, maybe, Task could find a way to do it in like 8 seconds or something dumb like that, but humans will probably cap at like 13.5. That's probably their limit. So, keeping that in mind, this was really good. It's not a very normal run, because I do mess up a few points that other people may not notice. For example, I shoveled all of the stuff here, which meant that I lost maybe 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds to not being able to shovel anything in there when I could. Also for that right back there. So I lost time to that, for one. And for two, going down the cave first, it wasn't really ideal. But it really was just the only really good option I had, since I couldn't really, go up there or down there or anything, so I kind of had to. It does suck, but everything else is pretty good. Now, should you follow this run if you were to, say, want to learn how to speedrun this game? Absolutely not. You should not be studying this run to figure out what you need to do to speedrun. Not only does it mess up in a few places, or I guess, more accurately, messes up in one place and then is forced to do a bad option in another, but it's also probably not, a really good representation of what running this game should look like. Ideally, it should look something like, find a seed with a ladder that has a large, chunk of stone around it, get your stone tools, going through the normal process, then chop down some trees, kill some zombies, get about 7 ichor, then go down to the cave, mine all the stuff you need there, not including stone, because you would have gotten all that earlier. So the gems, the iron, and the sand, and then maybe finding a zombie or two down there, who knows, and then doing the rest of your zombie grinding on the surface, either YOLOing it or ladder stratting. That is the ideal Stranded Isle run. That's probably the safest route that you could do, and it's the least risky, because it tries to optimize things like, the amount of zombie spawns you get. So, in my opinion, if you were to want to run the game and you want a set path that you can always follow, that's probably the one to follow right there. If you were to only be able to follow one path, that'd be it. But this game isn't all about that, right? Going down ladder first was a compromise, because I couldn't get all the stone I needed, right? And the sand was just, a blunder in general. But a lot of this, a lot of what I attribute to this time right here is luck, because the zombies were absolutely ridiculous. Like, positively. Not only was me getting 7 a miracle, getting another 2 in the cave for 9 a miracle, but being able to get enough ichor in like 40 seconds is a miracle. Like what, I left at 4:05ish? Yeah, let's say 4:05. Yeah, 4:05. So the fact that I finished with like a 4:56, give her like it's like at 4 frick, hold on. So I had all of it I needed at like 4:42, I think. Oh, I had it all at 4:43. Okay. So God, I don't want to math right now. So between 4:05 and 4:43, that is definitely under 40 seconds. Like 38 seconds, I think. Which is absolutely ridiculous. Like 37 seconds for 18 ichor is almost unheard of. But it happened. And getting the first 9 was also really quick. I think there was 2 zombies in total for this run that ended up not dropping a single piece of ichor. Just 2. out of probably like the 18-ish I killed, or maybe it was probably more in the 20 count, I think, but that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And the number of 2-drops I got was also ridiculous. The fact that I didn't get, like, Forgeamord, the fact that I got pretty decent iron, that, if I didn't screw myself on sand, it would have been good. All of that's just a cherry on top, honestly. Because zombies definitely saved the run hardcore. If I didn't have, um, decent iron and stuff like that, it probably would still have been a world record, which is ridiculous. That's the power of zombies. That is the power they hold. Um, but anyways, if you want to learn how to run, don't pick this run. Pick another one. Um, this is an example of how you work around not having things you need. If you don't have stone around your ladder, you can go down ladder and it's alright. You know? It's not really a good run to learn the route. That's my opinion anyway, because it uses an entirely different route, and it's super weird because you don't even have all of your stone tools before you enter cave and all that ridiculousness. So just I don't really think this is a good beginner. Um, I just want to jump in, figure out what do, and then run kind of deal. I would assume other runs are way better at that. Like, I mean, none come to mind to me right now. I'll link a few in the description if I remember to do so. That way you can look at those if you're interested in running this game, and you'll get a way better idea of what a run should look like, because this is definitely not it. Um, and, I don't know. I think that's enough, right? One last thing I should mention is pretty much the emotions I was feeling throughout, because I feel like I kind of stopped doing that at some point. But from, like, here, like, all the way to here-ish, maybe, I wasn't really feeling anything. Like, I didn't feel like there was any stakes. Then I left the cave, and I started getting, pretty darn good drops. And it's about at 420, right? After this zombie kill, and then seeing these two, and then seeing those drops, and then killing this guy, seeing these drops, where I'm like, this is happening, isn't it? Oh no. So, at about like from 420 to 430 is when the nerves rack up. And they stay there for the rest of the run, mind you. I had to menu with that stress. Of like, if I mess up at all, then this run is over, and everything I just stand for will not work. And I don't think I'll ever get a run like this lucky ever again. I better not mess this up. That was what was going through my head at this point. So I delivered the best menuing I could have. Um, the best menuing of my life to absolutely destroy the 5-minute barrier. Like, I am very glad that I got 456, not like a 459 or something, because it definitely shows that I knew this was probably the last run I would ever do that would be on pace for a record. I don't think I'll ever get a run like this again. I might run the game casually now and again at this point, but like, trying to gun for a record is something I won't be doing. And the fact that I was able to get 3 seconds better than I would have, dreamed for is amazing. Not to mention I did it after like 10 minutes of grinding. I don't feel like grinding this game again, because I feel like whenever I go back into it, I won't get another world record for like 2 months, and I don't want to go through that. So that's just not happening. But I'm pretty content with 456. It feels right to me. This feels like the right time. It feels perfect. It's not a perfect run. Nope. Not trying to spread that, but this feels like my perfect run. The most I will ever do. Alright? Like, this is the extent of what I will contribute. So I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's really darn fast. Now there's that. There's a reason I'm desperate to make a post commentary about it. because it's pretty darn godly, but I don't think it's gonna stay world record for the rest of time. Like, if anyone else has a lot of interest in the game, I would actually say that it's with enough dedication, need that prerequisite, need that. With enough dedication, enough perseverance, you can beat this. Especially if you already have a really good time. Like, if you already at least have, like, um, maybe 6 minute time, then you're golden. You could probably grind and get pretty close to this, um, in, say, a month or so. I'm not expecting anyone to grind this game for a month, though. I I don't think anybody else really enjoys the, like, luck aspect of it combined with the skill needed. Even though there's not too much skill, the menuing still is stressful for sure, and it could definitely be a time sink that loses you time and all that. And I'm sure a lot of people don't like that. They have to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. But running this game is the definition of insanity. To be fair, and I think that's a pretty good note to end this on. That's kind of just how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling pretty darn happy. It's almost 1 a.m. for me, and I did this at, like, for me, like, maybe 8 hours ago or so. Does that sound about right? Yeah, that sounds about right. About 8 hours ago. Um, and I've kind of just had time to get my pop offs and pogs done, and just kind of rest and revel in it. And yeah, I think I'm happy here. I don't think I need to do anything else for Stranded Out because this is enough. This is enough. If y'all are interested in stuff like this, I could try and analyze other people's runs. I would be very interested in doing analysis type stuff. I'll link it the blue time. There we go. Uh, Wait, hold up. Did I see that right? Was that just freaking out there? Or... Okay, I was freaking out. Alright. So, I mean, if there's intrigue for it, I would love to analyze other speedruns of this game and try and pick them apart, tell them what they did right and did wrong and all that good stuff. But, I mean, that is pretty cynical, so I'm on the fence about it. Like, I don't know if I want to, like, go through every single person's run, but, um, yeah, Stranded Out coaching could actually exist. I would do it. Uh, Not like anyone is open to that. Not like anyone needs that. But this would be the type of stuff I'd do if I was to hardcore become an SI coach. I would look through the run, you know, and pick apart what right, what wrong, and I don't know. If I don't think anyone would be interested in that, but if you are, let me know, because I would love to continue to do stuff like this. I've been looking to do stuff other than just like upload speedruns, and perhaps this is the thing to get into. Is just analyzing speedruns of a game I have an expert opinion on and can kind of you know throw my hat into the ring for. Like you know, say like Andrew's 550, right? Like how good is it really, kind of thing. But that's gonna be it for me. For this for sure, like this run, because I don't know, man. I don't feel like there's anything else to bring up about it. Y'all got a question, just, ask it in the comments below. I'll answer it. And, yeah, hope this wasn't too irritating to listen to. It took me like 15 takes to get it right.